As beach volleyball grows as a sport, the UNF beach volleyball program has grown tremendously in a short time. From its humble beginnings as a low-cost sport to help with Title IX, to over 100 NCAA programs now, the field of competition has exploded.
So when I first got here, we were over practicing on the fountains. So when I was brought out there, that was definitely the last thing that they showed me is in taking the job of where we were coaching. I saw pictures, but when I walked out there, it's pretty because you have the fountains, but logistically, having a full beach team on 2 courts with very little space in between was an art in terms of training.
Basically, when I moved in to the dorms, I moved into the fountains, and that was kind of explained to me that that was our beach courts. I didn't realize that it wasn't our real beach courts until about a month in, and I was like, oh, we share it with everyone on campus. So that was a fun thing. And then we also use, there's one facility court here over by UNF Arena. We sometimes use that as well. It was a smaller sport. It was a smaller game. There was less people on the team. So it was a little bit easier, and we just managed week by week, day by day.
Not having a place for the team to call home added many levels of stress just to practice, as the team juggled between multiple places all over Jacksonville.
Before we had the facility, it was a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of going from campus, going to the training room, going to the fountains. We would just load everything in our car. So we would drive up to the training room, we would get the big jugs, we'd put them in our car so that way the trainer wouldn't have to put them all on the gator, and then we would drive them to the fountains and unload them, and that's if the gate's unlocked for us. Sometimes we'd have to sit there or walk them all the way around. It was a struggle, but we made it work. Nobody ever complained, and we were just happy to be doing what we loved.
As the pieces of building an on-campus facility were coming together, there was one person the UNF Athletics Department knew could help get the ball rolling: Dwight Cooper.
The beach volleyball project was sort of an opportunity of passion for my family. I coached basketball here 20 plus years ago, right? And I met with Coach Wright and other members of the staff, and what I saw in what they were trying to build is what we were trying to build in basketball 20 years ago. And we were really starting from scratch, and it was just roll up your sleeves, do the hard work, 24/7, 365, trying to build something from scratch. And they had done a lot of that work, but hadn't been able to, from a facility standpoint, transition the way we were able to when they built this beautiful arena for us 20-something years ago. So I saw that as it was very nostalgic in many ways. And so not only did I connect with the coaching staff because they're great people, but sort of we connected those journeys as well. And my wife was the first to recognize it, and we walked out of the meeting and she was like, man, doesn't that remind you of something? And I'm like, it absolutely does. And so it really sort of engaged our passions even further to get engaged in this project.
Having a place for the Ospreys to call home has aided the team's success in numerous ways.
Being here, what's the biggest change is just the quality of our practice. You have 5 courts, so you don't have to go as long. So it's quality, not necessarily quantity. So our volume was able to reduce, and I think that's really important at the Division I level.
To have it here was pretty much a dream come true. It was so cool just to see us grow as a program, and then just to have that facility built while all of us were, going through so much with our schedules and everything, and just to be a part of that transition, I am very grateful for, and I am so happy for the way the girls handled the adversity that we overcame, and then how we're handling it now.
The level of play has just skyrocketed in this last 3 seasons. It's really come to fruition. The girls have always wanted to work hard, and now we really have a place that they can use and access all the time. They can come out here for extra reps and get better on their own, as well as practice time. And really train and fine-tune all those skill sets is just so exciting, and it shows in the play.
Listen, there's never been a more important time that as a member of this community that we support this university. And everybody kind of finds their own way to do that, and where their passions connect with what's going on here. Just such a super important time for us to make sacrifices, those of us who aren't quite as impacted as the university is and the athletics program is. It's a really important time for us to step up